1985 Xr350R.
Check out this classic thumper, Xr350R. It's a 1985 model, class of 1985. And this is one of my favorite, Wizard just said when I pulled it out of the shop, because that's my favorite wheelie machine, the Xr350. I personally set my personal record of 5 times around the house on the rear wheel on an Xr250, the little brother to this, but that one this is just as good, if not easier, a little bit more power to wheelie. The reason these are such great off-road bikes and such good wheelie machines, they have a lot of torque and they have a lot of engine braking power. This one has a 6-speed overdrive on it. It's a radial 4-valve combustion chamber, single carburetor, twin exhaust ports, a lot of power for a 354 stroke, and they're a lot of fun to ride, and it sure is easy on the eyes. This one has been a New England bike since it was new, and ridden off-road mostly, so cosmetically it looks phenomenal. It runs excellent, but that's because we just went through the whole bike and did quite a bit of work to it. I'll tell you what we did to it. Starting at the front, it's got a new Dunlop front tire and tube. The fork lowers were polished. The fork uppers, that's polished aluminum like chrome, and the fork uppers were polished. We did not rebuild the forks or replace the fork tubes. It's supposed to have fork gaiters on here. I personally like the way it looks with the chrome fork like that, but if you're going to take it racing with other bikes, you probably want to put the gaiters back on there. This would be a great classic or vintage race bike. You have a lot of fun on it. It's 40 years old, and it's a 40-year-old dirt bike, and it still looks great. It's got a new front fender on it. This is a new OEM Honda, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they told me, a new OEM Honda headlight. The handlebars are new. It's got a new Renthal crossbar pad on there, new brake lever, new clutch lever, new Scott grips. That's the original fuel tank, which is remarkable that it's in as good condition as it is. New decals on it, new tank breather. The seat cover has been replaced also. It's a new XR seat cover, new tool pouch. That's the original rear fender, which is quite remarkable that with all the wheelies this thing is pulled, that no one's flipped it over backwards, but it still has a New England Trail Riders Association sticker on there. So the owner was a member of the NETRA, New England Trail Riders Association, and would take it to sanctioned events. It has original exhaust, new side panels. The swing arm was polished, polished like chrome. The kick starter was polished. The frame rails, the visible parts of the frame rails were all repainted. The tank was off, so they painted the upper frame rail too, and the steering stem. The rear tire is a brand new IRC Vulcan Duro. It's a massive tire, a big beefy tire, and it's got a new gold chain on it, and the sprocket's got like 80% left. It has new rear brakes on it, new brake pads. The bike is beautiful. You know, when we rolled it out of the shop, I was like, man, what a cool. This bike's 40 years old, and just look at it. Will you just look at it? The red, white, and blue Honda wing, the red and white decals, the blue and white seat, just a beautiful piece. The engine's been completely repainted. Mechanically, Andrew went through it, started in the airbox, cleaned the airbox, It's starting to rain out. Can you let's bring the Triumphs in. That, guys, we had to take a quick break. It was started raining out. We had a Triumph that we spent like 3 months restoring, all chromed out, and a couple other bikes behind us. We had to put them away, but stopped raining. We're back out here. So back to the XR. As I had mentioned, I think I covered pretty much everything. Has a replacement throttle cable, new air filter, a new JT front sprocket. Has a new OEM Honda chain slider, new Scott grips. Of course, the tires, the chain, the front sprocket. The rear sprocket's got 80-90% tread left on it, so we left that well enough alone. Has its kickstand, which is pretty rare for old dirt bikes. A lot of those get taken off a long time ago. So runs great. Total wheel machine's got a lot of compression. You got to kick this thing hard to start it. It's got a lot of compression, and it runs phenomenal, and it sounds really good too. So great bike for woods riding, desert riding, just all around play bike. They're a lot of fun. So let's see. The bad news, issues it has, the shifter shaft over on this side, Ram, over here, is actually welded. That's actually welded. It got stripped out. So the previous owner welded that on there. So also the wheels, if you look closely at the wheel set, these are the original 40-year-old wheels, and we could have replaced the shifter shaft. We could have put a new set of wheels on it, but a new set of wheels is going to add quite a bit to the price, and we didn't want to. I mean, it's totally rideable the way it is, but if you wanted to take it to the next level, a new set of, use the original hub, just put some spokes and rims on it. You can actually buy XL rims now for about, the rims and spokes for under $200 each. So about $400 to buy a new set of rims, and if you laced them yourself, you'd be in good shape. Also, the counter shaft sprocket cover actually is missing in action, so we didn't have another one in stock, and you'd actually have to drill and tap out the engine case right here, and to put a tab on to, because it broke the tab off right here that it was screwed into. So in any event, that's about it. So the front wheel, although the rims are pretty straight, they're originals. If you can see, there's scratches up on the top here, all the way around. It's pretty scratched up, but it runs straight, 6 gear on the road. It doesn't bounce or wobble or anything. So, but a new set of rims would be nice. Counter shaft sprocket protector, and I'd leave the shift shaft the way it is. If you had to, you could also grind that off and replace it with another shifter, or replace the shift shaft itself. But this isn't going to be a really expensive bike. It's not like a restored CR500 that's going to bring north of 10 grand. So we can't put too much into it, otherwise I'll have to charge too much for it. So it'll have a low, reasonable reserve price. And if you have any questions about it, give us a call. You know the number. If you don't, it's under Kaplan Cycles. So obviously we've repainted the engine too, and the exhaust system. The detail shop gave it a nice, super nice detail and polishing, and the new HRC logos on the tank. It's a beautiful bike. Oh, did I show you the frame rails? Did we show them the frame rails? Yep. Typical Eastern bike. The frame rails have taken some hits from the rocks and stuff. So there's a ding right here. It's a little beat up under here, but it's completely functional. It's just not a bike that you'd make a museum piece or a do a frame off resto on. Usually I like to make sure the frame rails are pristine if I'm going to dump 10 grand into a bike, So this one is a good rider. It's a good classic. It looks good. It looks phenomenal. When we pulled it out of shop, I was like, man, this thing's a head turner with the polished forks, chrome uppers, and chrome swing arms. She's a really nice piece. So, and they've got a reputation for being completely bulletproof and one of the best wheelie machines ever made. So that's the Wizard and I agree on that. So if you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.